what's going on, guys? Today we're going to go ahead and change the oil in our 2010 ZX-10R. I'm sure this will apply to all major motorcycles. So the things that we'll need today is your choice of motor oil filter wrench, a 17mm socket, screwdriver, and a 4mm Allen wrench. So we're going to use the Allen wrench to remove the fairings and the screwdriver. And once you get the lower fairings removed, you'll have access to the oil filter and the oil bolt. Of course, the things you're going to need are a drip pan, a funnel, and boom, we'll go ahead and change that. So let's go ahead and get started. And it also helps if you have an assistant. Oh. Alright, so you have a rivet holding the two fairings on the two lower fairings together on each side. And then you have three Allen wrench nuts to hold that together. And if you can see, there's one in the rear. Let's go ahead and remove the lower fairing. So you pull down, twist out, and boom. You should. And boom, your lower fairing's off. Alright, put that out of the way. As you see, our 17mm oil bolt. And you have access to your oil filter, which is also on this side. Alright, so remove your oil nut, and you're gonna see this bad boy's on flow. Get it loosened up, and for the most part, you can hand unscrew it because oil's gonna come. So be careful not to. This oil pan has a filter or a screen, so if you did drop your nut, it's not gonna get lost in oil. There she is. That's some sweet Texas gold. While that's draining, go ahead and remove your oil cap to get that flow to completely drain. So once she's drained out, go ahead and put your bolt back in and get your pliers. You want to remove, go ahead and remove your oil filter. Get it all loosey goosey. Be careful, you're gonna have oil dripping out of your oil filter.
Before putting on the oil filter, you want to take a little bit of oil. There's still some inside here. And lube up the O-ring of the oil filter, and that will just help with a better seal and hopefully a non-stick issue when you go to take the oil filter off for the next oil change. So you want to snug the oil filter up and then take it and go about a quarter to a half turn, and that should be plenty tight. And then go ahead and wipe up the area. Last but not least, we're going to tighten this little drain plug There is torque specs for the drain plug. If you do not have them handy, go to snug and then a quarter to half a turn more.
And now next step is to fill her back up. Alright, so now we're going to install our nice clean Mobil 1 synthetic 1040 or 10W40. So use your handy oil funnel, hold it in place, and go ahead and insert oil. Alright, so what we're talking about here is a window on the bottom of your motor that tells you where exactly the level of your oil is. That first mark was the lower mark, and then you got the upper mark, the two marks. Marky mark. And you can see we're right at that lower mark right now.
At 3.5, or at 3. Now, at 3.5, we are almost to the top mark. Be just a mental note, side note, upon starting the bike, the filter is dry right now, the oil filter. It will use probably near a quarter of a quart of oil to fill it, so that level will drop.
Nice.
So we're going to add just about a quarter to half more. Okay, we have used 3.5 quarts so far. As you can see, we are almost near the top of the filler mark on the side of the sight glass. We're going to go ahead and add about another quarter to a half a quart of oil, due to the fact that we still have to compensate for the oil filter lines and filter itself to become full in capacity once you start the bike. Okay, we've put a quarter in. We're going to try it right there. Going to start the bike after we remove this filter and then double check.
So go ahead and clean up any excess oil. Reinstall your cap. Alright, make sure your bike's in neutral. Go ahead and start it up. Let that oil filter on through.
Also, you want to make sure your oil light goes off, which it did. So there is no issues. The system has primed and is full. Good chance to drain down. And appears we are in the good right level. There's still a little bit right there. So it is not over full. It is perfect for the wheelie enthusiast.
Alright, so once you're done playing with the oil, give the oil another. You're going to have some oil that drip down. Go ahead and wipe off any excess. And then go ahead and reinstall your lower fairings. Alright, so you can put your fairings back on, put your bolts back in place, make sure they're nice and snug, and these little rivets that hold the bottom, they just push right back in.
Since we're doing an oil change, we're going to go ahead and do a check of all the other fluids, starting with the reservoir for your antifreeze. On this ZX-10 here, it is located on the left side behind the upper part of the fairing. And as you can see, you have a low mark, which is a cold mark, and a high mark for hot. We haven't run the bike, so we're in between the levels right now. That is a good place to be. Just keep an eye on that, because if you want your bike to be functioning properly and not overheating when you're running through the mountains and all that craziness. So we're okay. Looks good. Next, we're going to go to the reservoir for the front brake, which 74 Seabass here has an awesome brake reservoir cover. I'm going to have him remove that, and we're going to check the level. Okay, as you can see, you have a lower and an upper. And right now, it is at the upper level. We're good to go. If it was at the lower, you would get your .4 brake fluid to fill it up. And to easily find that, it could be in your manual to tell you the proper specifications, or most of the time it is on the top of the cap. So we're good there. Last but not least, we have the rear brake reservoir. And as you can see, we have the lower and upper. And we are almost to the upper level. That's pretty close. I don't see no need in topping that off right now. But this would be the same .4 or .3, whatever the manual recommends. More likely, most sport bikes are .4.
Alright, so that's how you change your oil. So next time you need your oil change, you can change your own oil. You guys have a good day.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So next thing we're gonna do today, we'll scratch that. Let's scratch, start over, get the feel. What's going on there? Get it out, get it out. And my bike takes anywhere from 3.5 to 4 quarts, right around there, probably most of you. Terrible. So of course, first things that you'll need is some motor oil, air filter, air filter wrench. She queeped. You want me to tell him that once it's drained, that you should probably start your bike up and let it run for a while?
Yeah, until it seizes up. We're gonna say that to you right there, buddy.
Johnny, you want to hear a story?
Sure.
I've never told anybody this. And we're live right now, dude, on YouTube. They're watching us live. No, they're not. But, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
See that ding right here and right here?
You dropped it, didn't you?
I was going through Middleburg, and this dude in front of me slammed on his brakes, and I came to a quick stop.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, as soon as I stopped, all the weight came forward, the bike leaned over, fell right over, I couldn't stop him. Could not stop this shit. So technically I dropped my bike.
Yeah. And you're gonna edit that out, thing, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell anybody that shit.
Okay.
And I did knock it over one time in the garage, if that matters.
Fine, man. If you tell me anything, I won't say nothing. Don't think nothing else about it.
That's all groovy.